Good morning, guys. Bowman Red Cross chapter has provided warm blankets to cold disaster victims. Also, 11 years old Alison Wagner able to save her 3 years old sister using skills she learned in Red Cross babysitter course. When disaster strikes, American Red Americans depend on the Red Cross. In fact, families, friends, and neighbors right near you depend on Red Cross 24/7, more than 200 times a day. Families who have lost everything need our help. Every 60 seconds, 200 people need help by Red Cross volunteers, and none of this would be possible without your financial support. American Red Cross Beaumont chapter has saving the community since May 29, 1917. The history of Beaumont chapter has replete with examples of everyday people doing extraordinary deeds to alleviate human suffering. Throughout the chapter, rich history, the service that have been provided serve as window through which the history and culture of our community can be viewed. Immediately after its inception, the chapter responded by raising money in support of the efforts of the First World War. During the Second World War, the chapter provided volunteer as well as material aid those fighting our country enemies. Those volunteers sent care packages to troops overseas as well as financial contribution for those affected by the war. During the Korean conflict, Beaumont volunteers led multiple blood campaigns to save the lives of those who injured in battle. A few years later, Beaumont volunteers gathered records, food, and other personal items for those fighting the Vietnam conflict. Recently, during Operation Storm, Desert Storm, and Enduring Freedom, the Beaumont chapter has provided vital link between the military service members abroad and their anxious families. The service of the American Red Cross are certainly not limited to military conflicts. Indeed, Beaumont chapter has helped thousands of families during virtually every kind of natural disaster. Some of the most memorable disasters which the Beaumont chapter has responded are Hurricane Hugo, Carla, Andrew, Floyd, Katrina, Rita, and most recently Gustav and Ike. Other than hurricane, Beaumont chapter has had volunteers respond to wildfire in Colorado and California and flood across the United States and the events of September 11th. Locally, Beaumont chapter has responded to hundreds of disasters yearly, such as house fires, localized flooding, and windstorms, providing thousands of dollars in direct relief. The Red Cross works partnership with the people affected by the disaster to help them return to living independently as quickly as possible. The Beaumont chapter has alone responded over 200 disasters and assisted 1,500 individuals and families during the last fiscal year, most of which were house and apartment fires. And our disaster action team is prepared to respond any disaster 24/7, 365 days a year. The Beaumont chapter of the American Red Cross administered the Beaumont area Power to Care program for the sole purpose of helping low-income elderly or disabled families with their utility bills in times of financial distress. The American Red Cross teach individuals, families, businesses how to prevent, prepare for, mitigate, respond to disaster through community disaster education program. We provide trained professionals who will customize presentation to meet the needs and interests of your audience. The Red Cross also lets people know about other available community or government resources and help those needing long-term recovery assistance with other resources are not when other resources are not available or inadequate. Be providing training courses, first aid, CPR, AED life warning, swimming, babysitting, caregiving, and other areas of both individual and organization. We are the most trusted training provider of health and safety training that meets OSHA guidelines and many other professional and regulatory standards. The core of our mission is to prevent, prepare for, or respond to emergency. To better prepare you for unexpected, the Red Cross provides variety of courses in the area of health and safety. The best way you can support your local American Red Cross is to make financial contribution. A financial contribution enables the Red Cross to help those in need every day of the year where and when help is needed the most. By donating Red Cross, you can help those in need. Here are some examples of how disaster relief donations are spent. Your $10 provide one comfort kit and blanket to disaster client. The kit contains deodorant, toothbrush, toothpaste, facial tissues, washcloth, shampoo, liquid, soap, lotion, comb, razor, and shaving cream. $20 provide breakfast, lunch, dinner, and dinner to the shelter resident. You can donate blood. 1 pint of blood save three lives. Also, blood cannot be manufactured. It can only come from volunteers like you. You can help people affected by disasters like floods, fires, tornadoes, hurricanes, as well as countless crises at home around the world by making donation to support American Red Cross disaster relief. Your gift enables Red Cross to prepare for and provide shelter, food, emotional support, and other assistance in response to disaster. Thank you so much.